everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I've sat down and made a video for you. I had hoped to make this video back in July when I had hit my 1 year mark of being on Etsy and also hit 100 sales within my shop, but life had other plans for me. I bought a house, so this is now my house, woo! And yeah, so my apologies, it's been a long time. But yeah, let's just jump into 5 pieces of advice that I have for someone who is thinking about opening up an Etsy shop or has just started opening up an Etsy shop and would like some advice from somebody who had reasonable success within their first year. Now I say reasonable because I'm sure there's lots of people out there who've had way more sales within 1 year, but if you're like me, you have a 9-to-5 job and you just have like a lofty goal of like opening up an Etsy shop and hoping that it will become successful, I hope this advice is helpful. Alright, number 1 is to have a cohesive visual theme within your shop that should reflect your aesthetic, it should reflect the items that you sell. And this is pretty simple to start. If you use a website called like canva.com, I'm sure lots of people have heard of it by now, but that's what I used. I just typed in canva.com, Etsy thumbnail or Etsy banner, and then I could just drag and drop, pick a really cool font that I want for my store name. I could upload my own pictures, different backgrounds and colors and images, and create a very nice aesthetic of my shop. That way I could download it into a JPEG and upload it. And that was how I started off with the aesthetics of my store. And I think it's just so important and impactful when you click on a shop that it looks cohesive and put together and visually very thematic. Number 2 is to have an item that is easy to search for that can drive initial traffic into your shop. So for me, I primarily sell oil paintings and art prints of my own original art, and that is so hard to search for on Etsy unless you've already brought in your target audience from a different platform. For example, like here's a painting of mine. Unless someone knows of my shop or searches for brick wall floral painting and comes across this specific painting, like there's no way that anyone's gonna come across any of my work. And so I started selling an enamel pin that is based off of a movie. So anytime someone searches for items related to that movie, if they type in the character names within that movie, like my pin will pop up, and that drove in a lot of my initial views and sales within my shop. And I'm sure some of you might think like, well, that doesn't quite reflect like the majority of your products within your shop. However, it's super helpful to have these small ticket items available within your shop, and it did help aid in selling my larger ticket items in the future. Because if you think about it, if you have like a large expensive item within your shop that you want to sell to somebody and they come across your store and they see it and they're interested, but they notice that you've only had like 3 or 4 sales within your shop, it doesn't really convey a lot of confidence in dropping a lot of money into a shop that may or may not deliver on their item. I would have much more confidence in throwing down a lot of money if I saw that the shop had 50, 60, 100, 1,000 sales with positive reviews. And then I would feel like, oh, okay, I can definitely put my trust in this shop in order to purchase this large, expensive item. Number 3, and this is said in about every video that I've seen about Etsy advice, and it just can't be reiterated enough, and that is to post good photos. And I wrote post versus take good photos because you don't necessarily need to be like an amazing photographer or have a great camera in order to have good photos on your Etsy shop. But as long as you use natural light, so find a really good time in your day to take the photos and have a simple background, you can go onto a program that edits the lighting for you in order to make it more vibrant and more inviting to people who are searching on Etsy. So for example, I use lightroom.com. Well, I use an app called Lightroom. I don't use the website because for some reason on the desktop, it costs money. But if you have an iPad or an iPhone, you just download Lightroom as an app and it will color correct your items. It keeps the quality of your image super nice so they can still zoom in and see all the details within your photo. But it helps edit the lighting so that way your item is presentable and accurately photographed. Alright, number 4, and this is a small tip that I learned when I joined like an Etsy Facebook group a while back, and that is to offer free shipping whenever possible. Obviously, if you sell like a clay mug or something, maybe you don't offer free shipping because I'm sure that costs a lot of money. But if you can offer free shipping, it's just probably the world of Amazon Prime that we live in, but it really does help drive sales up in your store. So for example, for me at least, if I were searching for a pair of earrings on Etsy and I saw like a pair that was $30 with $5 shipping, and then a pair that was $35 with free shipping, I don't know why, but I really like the $35 pair of earrings with free shipping. It just feels like, oh, okay, this item is high quality, it's worth $35, but I get free shipping on it, so the quality is super high, and I get this perk of free shipping, which it's the same value as someone who posted their item for $30 and added a $5 shipping, but psychologically, I just want the more expensive item that gives me free shipping. So yeah, do that with your items, if you can. And number 5, my last tip, and that is to package your items thoughtfully. And thoughtfully doesn't necessarily mean that your items have to be super expensively packaged, but people who go on Etsy are looking to support like a small business or a small maker and to purchase a handmade item. So your packaging should reflect that component. For example, I use these little gold stamps that I bought in like the $3 aisle at Target, and I just use that to stamp my envelopes to make them look really cute and pretty before I ship them. I also use like this roll of like twine to tie around my tote bags that I sell and any art prints or paintings that I sell. And I also include in every purchase this small thank you card that I have bulk ordered from Vistaprint.com, and I just take the time to write the name of the person who bought my item and just a small thank you for supporting my shop. And I think that really goes a long way in creating like a nice personal experience for someone who gets your package off their doorstep and notices how pretty it is and opens it up and feels like there was thought and care put into the packaging of this item. All right, so that is all. I hope that you found this advice helpful for you. If you did, I would so appreciate it if you clicked like or subscribe. I would be extremely stoked if I get 100 followers within the next couple months. So thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.